Personal motives. Highly personalized and very much individualized motives. A person's predispositions and expectations that give meaning and direction to personality functioning. In addition to the above said physiological and social motives, there are some other motives which are allied with both of the above said motives. These are highly personalized and very much individualized motives. The most important among them are types of personal motives. A. Force of habits. B. Goals of life. C. Levels of aspirations. D. Attitudes and interest. E. Unconscious motivation. Detail going on. A. Force of habits. Habits like chewing tobacco, smoking, alcohol consumption, etc. Good habits also like regular exercising, reading newspapers, prayer and meditation, etc. Once these habits are formed, they act as a drivers and compel the person to perform the act. The speciality of habits is that they motivate the individual to act automatically. B. Goals of life may be related to education, occupation, income, sports, social services, etc. Every normal individual will have some goals in the life. They may be related to education, occupation, income, sports, acquisition of property, public services, social service, etc. Once a goal is set, he will be motivated to fulfill the goal. The goals people set depends upon various factors like knowledge, information, guidance, support, personality, facilities available, aspirations, family and social background. C. Level of aspirations. Aspiration is aspiring to achieve or to get something or a goal, but such achievement depends upon the level of motivation the individual has. Every individual will have a goal in his life and strive to reach that goal. But the effort to attain that goal varies from one individual to another. The amount of satisfaction he gains depends upon his level of aspiration. For example, if a student is expecting 80% of marks in examination, gets only 75%, he may be unhappy. On the other hand, a student expecting failure may feel very happy if he gets just 35 marks, passing marks, because the student with high level of aspiration work hard, whereas the student with low level maybe not. Hence, always higher level of aspiration is advisable, because if an individual aspire for higher level of achievement without possessing required ability, D. Attitude and interest. Attitude and interest determine our motivation, specific to individual. For example, positive attitude and negative attitudes. Also, interest differ from one individual to another. If a person is interested in music, he will be motivated to learn it. In this way, our personal motives determine our behavior. E. Unconscious motivation. Sigmund Freud elaborately about unconscious motivation. Certain motives of which we are unaware because they operate from our unconscious. These motives or desires which are repressed by our conscious remain in our unconscious and will be influencing our behavior. Look at this picture. Conscious, unconscious, preconscious. Ego, superego, id. So id is unconscious, superego is preconscious, ego is only conscious. Our irrational behavior, the slip of tongue, slip of pen, amnesia, multiple personality, etc., are some example of such behaviors for which we do not have answers apparently. These motives can be delineated only by psychoanalysis. Many times, psychosomatic disorders like paralysis, headache, gastric ulcers, etc., also may be due to unconscious motivation. Thank you. Have a nice day.